Hello all, in this video I will show you how to start with Python to develop a software application or an AI application. So to do that, what you need is to install Python on your machine. Once you install Python on your machine, the next step is to install an IDE, Integrated Development Environment, on your machine to work on your project. So on my machine I have Visual Studio Code, the IDE on my machine. I will directly open it. Once you open the IDE, the next step is to create the project folder. I have already created a project folder for me, so no need to create it for me. I will directly open it. So now I have the IDE, the Python is installed. How I will be using the Python with this IDE to create my project. To do that, first we will understand what is a Python virtual environment and how you will be creating a Python virtual environment, and then at the end we will be seeing how to use Python virtual environment for different projects. So let's start. So what is a Python virtual environment? A virtual environment in Python is an isolated environment on your computer where you can run and test your Python objects. This or any Python virtual environment basically helps you to have several different projects. Every project will have their own dependencies, their own libraries, and then libraries will have their own version, and you can do all these things with the help of Python virtual environment. I will show you how you can do that. So let's move to how we create a virtual environment. To create a virtual environment, there are many ways. Python 3.3 and later comes with a Python package called venv. So you can use this package directly to create a Python virtual environment. You can also use virtual env, a third-party Python package, to create a virtual environment. You can also use conda as well to create the virtual environment. So there are different ways to create the virtual environment. In this video, I will show you how you can use venv to create a virtual environment. So the point that has to be noted here is when you create a virtual environment, what happens behind the scene is it basically Python generates a new binary, or basically copies a binary to your project folder. Inside the folder in a bin, it depends on your machine where it copies basically. Okay, so it places the Python executable binary. That's it. So you have the Python binary in your project folder wherever your Python virtual environment is present. So let's see what kind of command that can be used to create the Python virtual environment. You can use python -m venv, the module name, the Python package name, and then your project directory. So python -m venv, and I have given dot with just before my directory. I mean with the directory name. The directory name is .venv underscore directory. Why? Because giving dot before a directory name, it helps you to hide that directory. Why I am hiding this directory? Because this is my virtual environment directory. If I will not hide it, suppose due to some problem it gets deleted, then I have to again create this virtual environment. So I don't want to do that again and again. So I will keep it hidden because there is no need to show it. Once you do that, the next step is to activate this virtual environment. How you will be activating this virtual environment? So if you are on Windows, with the help of your project directory, you go inside a script and then activate, and then you activate. On Mac or Linux, you use source and then the project directory, and again you go in bin and then activate, and then you just run this command. So since I am working on Mac, I will be showing you how you can run this command to go and to basically activate your Python virtual environment. The last thing is, when you are done with working of your Python virtual environment with your project, you can directly deactivate it. Deactivating is nothing but you are coming out of that virtual environment, and then you can go to the next environment as well. So this is why we are using deactivate. Once you are done with that, now let's see, if you have different projects, and different projects is using different Python packages, and also these Python packages could have different version. For example, in this old NumPy environment example, if you see, I am using a NumPy. What I am doing is, I am creating a, again if you see, I am creating a Python virtual environment. The first line, the second line is I am activating it. The third line is I am just upgrading the pip package of the Python. And in the fourth line, if you see, in the both, here I am installing NumPy 1.16.6. Here I am just installing NumPy, so it will take the latest NumPy, and it is here I am giving the which version of NumPy library I want to use. I want to incorporate with this old NumPy environment. So this NumPy environment, this old NumPy environment will have this NumPy, and this new NumPy environment will have the latest NumPy, because here I am not specifying any version. So it will install directly the latest NumPy with the help of pip install. So in this environment you have the latest NumPy, and if you will run let's say a file called demo_numpy.py in both the environment, it will this old will use this NumPy library, and this demo NumPy, the new environment, will be using the new NumPy, the latest NumPy that is installed. So this is how you basically you can use a different Python packages. Also the Python packages could be of different name, different versioning could also be changed. But let's suppose you have, let's say, a lot of Python packages, because if you're, let's say, if you're working in AI or machine learning, or maybe feature extraction with data analysis, you would be using multiple libraries of Python, and multiple libraries, different libraries in Python. So how you will be installing one, and how you will keep track of all those libraries or packages? So to do that, there is a really a good thing in Python, which is requirements that you can assign. So what requirements is? Requirements is nothing but, let's say your requirement is NumPy 1.16.6. So this is my requirement, that in this virtual environment I need this NumPy version, but here I want the latest version. So what I will be doing is, in this requirement.txt file I will be specifying. So what I will do is, I will create a requirement.txt file in this old NumPy environment. So, and I will specify my requirements. So I will show you how a requirement.txt file looks like. Let's see. So here, if you see, here I have specified the NumPy is 1.26.4. Pandas should be greater than equal to this. Scikit-learn should be the latest one. Request should be the latest one. So this is how you can define different Python packages version in requirement.txt. Once you define it, so now you don't have to give the every Python package version. What you can do is, directly you can run the command pip install -r requirements.txt, and what it will do for you is, in your virtual environment, it will install all the packages that you have defined in your requirement.txt. So this is really good. So also it helps you to keep track of what kind of packages you have used in your project. So if you would be using some different version of one of the package, it can break, your project can break. Yeah, so that's also really I mean, this is also, you have to take care of what kind of requirements, or in the requirements what kind of packages are there. So it's just a kind of demo here. I have imported a NumPy package, and here I am printing this sum of the array. It's just I'm creating a matrix of 3 by 3, and I'm creating an array. So to basically to do that, what I have to do is, next I forgot to tell, is you have to first, in this environment, what you have to do is, you have If you look at the terminal window, here I am currently in my base environment. So the base environment is nothing but, in the Mac, the base environment is comes with the Mac machine, base Python version. So you are in the base Python version. What I have to do is I have to create a new virtual environment, and then I will be working, for example, this project on that virtual environment. So to do that, what I will be doing, I will be first using the venv command to create the Python virtual environment. Since I already have a Python virtual environment, so I won't be anyway creating a new Python virtual environment. What I will do is I will show you how you can use the source command to basically activate a virtual environment. So here, if you see, here I write source and give the path of my virtual environment what I have .venv, and what it will do is it will change from base to .venv, if you see here. So now on the terminal you see I am currently in a virtual environment that is .venv. If you will type, let's say, deactivate, what it will do is it will come out of this virtual environment that I told, right? So this is how you work. So again I have to go it to this virtual environment. I will just activate this. Since once created, every time you want to use it, you just activate it. You don't want to use it, you deactivate it. Yeah. So and just to make a reminder of the things is like, always create a Python virtual environment with requirements.txt when you are creating a new project